All right, what's up, everyone? Shane and
Ryan.
here from R&S TCG, and we just want to do a little video today. Of course, another Wizards of the Coast scandal going on here. We got the whole mix-up with MTG Old School, I believe, is the YouTuber, and the Pinkertons, knocking on his door and getting March of the Machine Aftermath product back from him. So yeah, Ryan, why don't you kick us off and kind of start us off where you want to start us off at?
So basically, what happened was this guy bought a box of March of the Machines off this other guy who's a card seller. And apparently, according to the YouTuber, he said that the guy he bought it from doesn't really deal in Magic. He's mostly does Pokemon and stuff like that. So apparently, he didn't realize that what he had was March of the Machine Aftermath, which is not officially released yet, right? So
May
this
12th, I
guy,
believe.
yeah, so this guy gets them and he doesn't even realize what he's opening is March of the Machine Madness. He thought it was just a regular draft
Aftermath, not
box.
Madness, yes.
Yeah, he thought it was just a regular draft box. So he opened it and, obviously he spoiled a lot of cards, which made Wizards kind of a little bit angry.
Butthurt.
Yeah, they basically ruined their thunder. They took their thunder away from them. So they hired a security firm that they worked with in the past, the Pinkertons, and they went to his house and they got the product back. Now the problem
The
is,
Pinkertons? You mean that? SpongeBob over here? The
yeah, it's
Pinkertons?
those guys. No, that's what these people on social
That's what
media.
everybody on the internet. We'll get back to
Everybody on
that.
the internet, like
Yeah, Magic's
every
the
time Magic
bad
is
guy.
posting something, Wizards of the Coast is posting something like, oh, something fun or cool or whatever. It's like
Everybody's
first
just
thing
bombarding it. Everybody's
with,
bombarding
oh,
everything on
Pinkerton's
Reddit
gonna come to my
and
house.
everywhere with that shit.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
But
Anyway, so so according to this guy, the Pinkertons were very aggressive and caused his wife to cry. And then he called Wizards of the Coast and
yeah,
Wizards of the Coast.
the Pinkertons gave him a number to call, like a direct number to call Wizards.
Yeah, so they called them basically Wizards of the Coast made everything right. They're basically like, like we're we're sorry this happened. We don't know what happened, but we're gonna give you
Right.
the real product
They're
that
giving him the product he was supposed to have gotten, and so they're essentially trading the product back into him, reimbursing him for it. And what they why they wanted it back, from what I understand, is they have a way that they can try to trace it back to what distributor it came from, and then they can try to figure out what happened in their supply chain and why property of theirs was released before street date.
yeah.
And this isn't like, it'd be a different story if it was like a week, 2 weeks before street date on this and it got released. Wizards, I guarantee you, could give a shit less about that. But when you're like a month early, something something in this guy's story is a little fishy.
So here's the
The
fishy.
guy's a fucking Magic YouTuber. He knew that he had to have known this wasn't the product. Like, how do you not know? Like, you and I would have
The
known.
boxes are smaller even.
Yeah, exactly. The boxes are smaller. It's got less packs. The packs have what, 5 cards each? Like,
Five
come
cards
on,
each pack.
come on, bro. You didn't know. There's and what do you say? He bought it from a friend or something. Like,
He bought it from another guy, and
I don't
so
know,
here's
dude.
here's
It's fishy shit.
so here's where the shit gets a little fishy. And I'm not saying I believe Wizards of the Coast because I
No, I'm.
I do. So according to Wizards, they tried to call him multiple times. This is where I kind of believe Wizards. They called him multiple times. He didn't pick up. He never answered his phone. So they
His voice mailbox was probably fucking full,
his
as are like
vo-
half the
his
people out
mailbox
there.
was full. So they basically did what they needed to do, which was send, a private security company
Yeah,
to recover their assets. Um, Now the Pinkertons have been known to be a little overhanded. They're basically rent-a-cops or
yeah,
rent-a-detectives these
yeah.
days.
But I mean, as far as like recent history, they haven't been like that. There hasn't been that many things in the news in the last 50, 60 years. It more goes back to the 1800s and early 1900s, where they were involved in a lot of union busting, And I think that people just like they hear that and then they like, you know how the internet is. People grab onto one little fucking thing and fucking run with it, and then that's why we have fucking SpongeBob going here, Pinkerton, because every
Yeah,
fucking single one of these things now, these, I'm sorry guys out there. There'll be people that'll watch this that are doing this exact thing, and I'm sorry for calling you out, bro, but you guys look ridiculous when you just say reverberate the same fucking garbage over and over and over again. It's like,
yeah, they're I mean they're legit going on to like Wizards posts, where they're
they're
trying
just
to
spamming shit now. That's all they're doing
they're basically just trying to like
with
have
fake
some sort of
with
engagement.
fake outrage.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's fake outrage because number one, the guy who this happened to, I mean, other than the fact that he said his wife got upset and she cried, like he he even said this is totally blown out of
Yep.
proportion and it's not a big deal.
Yep.
It's no one. He says it's not a big deal. He's like he totally sees where Wizards is coming from,
Yeah.
and he was totally happy to hand the stuff back. Um,
Fucking internet
and
hype train at its finest.
yeah, and then everybody's favorite, which is Rudy, like he said the same thing, right? Like this is totally blown out of proportion. People are
Which
making a
honestly
mountain out of a
surprised
molehill.
me. Surprised me when he said that because I expected him to be on the side with everybody else saying, yeah, this is bullshit. They did that, blah, blah, blah. But no, he's saying basically the same thing we're saying. Hey, yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. That's how they handle it because, you have to have somebody go do it and go take care
Yeah,
of it and
yeah,
retrieve
because
it
the
and protect it.
cops ain't gonna do it because cops don't give a shit because it
No,
wasn't stolen. It wasn't stolen goods. It was bought from someone.
cops would not.
Whether
Cops are not going to do an iota of shit with that.
yeah, and here's the best part is Rudy posted that. Of course, he got shit from people.
His usual fan club base. I won't call him what I usually call him. That's for off camera. His usual fan club base was actually bashing into Rudy. I was fucking surprised.
Yeah. So, I mean, number one, I don't necessarily think I believe this guy 100%. I think he was threatened with probably
Lawsuits and
a
shit.
lot of lawsuits and whatnot. Um, I'm sorry, but if you're a YouTuber and your main channel is Magic the Gathering, how do you not look at the box,
How do you not know what the product is
not
that
know what the
you're
product is?
displaying and you're opening and you're putting on video? How do you not?
Yeah.
And here's the deal. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe that video was a live stream.
It was
So,
no, it wasn't a live stream, but he did post it and it was up for about
well,
3 days.
so that's even worse on his part than him knowing what it was because how did he not, when he's filming it, open it and go, "Why there's only 5 cards per pack? What's going on here?" Like, bro, even if you were that oblivious to it, you would do a little research before you put the video up and go, "Oh shit, this is not what I thought it was," kind of deal. You would know, and you would know that you're way too fucking early on it. Maybe don't put that fucking video up.
Yeah, that's the thing is again, I don't know for sure because I wasn't there,
Oh
but
well,
um
right.
I feel like there's and then Wizards of the Coast is their response is that everything he said about the Pinkertons being, a little bit aggressive and all
Heavy-handed
that
and
stuff. He
whatnot.
said that never happened. This I feel like that there's probably a middle ground somewhere where
I agree.
both sides are lying to us.
Oh, I'm sure
To
that's usually how it is.
stay
There's
safe.
this guy's side, and here's the fucking truth. Somewhere in the middle. As with any story, you know.
Yeah. And so I guess my point is I think people need to stop. I mean, it feels almost like every time Wizards put something out, like people just hate Wizards of the Coast so much. There's even, they're trying to do a boycott and
I was
oh,
here.
Wizards.
Let's finish this thought first, and then I want to get to that because
Yeah,
I
so
want to
there
read. I want to read to you what I saw on Reddit. I'll read it to everybody and
so here
give my
these people
thoughts
are
on that.
so outraged over
Fake outrage, by the way.
it's fake because they're just doing it because it's the cool thing. Like I want to be part of the cool club
Yep,
and be
cool
like,
kids
oh,
club, man.
Pinkerton, it's like they're trying to bully. They're trying to be like internet bullies to a big corporation
Yeah,
who really doesn't care. And I'm like, if you're gonna turn around and you're gonna still buy the product. You're still going to play Magic the Gathering online or arena. You're still going to do it. All you're doing is just being frankly, just
You're being a squeaky wheel, and you're just being, to those of us that don't do that shit, you're just being annoying. Is ultimately what
it's
it
really
comes
just what
to.
you are. Is you're being annoying.
You're
Um,
being a child, is what you're being.
you're not actually adding anything to the conversation other than to go, oh, the
Right.
Pinkertons.
You're not. Yeah. That's. Yeah. Let me pull SpongeBob up again. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Then do that face again, Ryan. When you said "dur." Yep. See. There he is. Hey, did you post some stupid shit about Pinkertons? And again, like I understand, like Pinkertons have kind of a checkered history, we'll call it, but a lot of that was 100 plus years ago, and the Pinkertons were bought out in 1999 by Securitas, which is they're a Swedish-based security company, but they have them all across the U.S. here. What they do here in my hometown, what Securitas does, they drive a little truck in the Walmart parking lot and make sure people aren't breaking into cars. That's who owns the Pinkertons. Like, if you think there's some sort of like evil fucking out there to get you, like, no, they're a branch of Securitas.
Yeah,
That's all they are.
they're not Wizards of the Coast private security firm.
But there are
Coming after
people
you.
out there that are trying to make people think that's what they are. Because you get all these people that are saying that they're reverberating the same garbage over and over again just to, well, get their name on a, get their likes and thumbs up on their comment or whatever, and saying, regurgitating the same shit everybody else is saying. And then you get the ones that take it even further by trying to insinuate, like you said, that they're Wizards fucking hired gunmen or
They're
hired
hired
fucking
muscle
arm.
coming out there to break your kneecaps. You don't give us our stuff back.
This ain't the fucking mafia. This ain't, this. It's a fucking card game. Like,
Well, and then there's
they're
people
not
who are like,
hiring
oh
people to
well, he
break
paid for
kneecaps.
it. People are like, oh, he paid for it. It's his product and blah blah blah. I was like, no, he acquired product that was not supposed to be released. And if you know anything about anything when it comes to
They
any
have terms of
industry,
service that they're not supposed to be sold before that, and they have the right to confiscate that stuff. I guarantee you, it's in their terms of service.
yeah. I mean, other companies, like you look at video game companies, if somebody leaks a
Yes.
video game a month before the game is released, they don't just come after you with to get the game back. They will throw you in jail.
You've essentially, especially with the video game stuff, you've essentially stolen intellectual property at that point. It's a little bit different with this because it's a physical item, but yeah, it's in that same vein for sure. Like, you're not this guy wasn't gonna get thrown in jail for this, but if he had decided to tell the Pinkertons to fucking go fly a kite,
Yeah, they
and that
they would
then
have got lawyers involved.
then they would have got Wizards legal involved, and there would have been a lawsuit. And hey, sorry to all you. Wait a minute, here we go. All you, this guy over here, all you folks. But Wizards would have won that lawsuit hands down. It wouldn't even have been close. Like, they were within their right to get that product back, and like Ryan pointed out, the guy said it's basically been blown out of proportion here. It's. Anyways, I think we kind of fucking beat that horse to death. I do want to that Ryan mentioned a little bit ago about a boycott here. So I came across this on Reddit. Let me I took a screenshot here. Actually, I might even still have the whole thing up because it'd be kind of funny to read some of these comments. Oh, I do still have it up. In the MTG thread on Reddit here, user Tumble Hergoif posts. Oh no, wait, that was just a screenshot. Who posted it? Oh, excuse me. User Caterus12 was posting this from Tumble Hergoif from wherever the hell they screenshotted it from. Who not? Anyways, hashtag no magic May. You fucking having a sneeze attack there? Hashtag no magic May. I watched The Professor. I know you hate The Professor. No, wait.
No, I like the professor.
You like
I
the
like the
professor.
professor.
You don't like the magic historian. Never mind. Wrong
I
guy.
love the professor. The magic historians are moron.
That's funny. I just got a text. Have you heard of the new TCG Lorcana? From somebody who sent me a text. Yeah, we got some fucking product hopefully coming in this summer or fall whenever it comes out. Anyways, no Magic May. I watched the professor chatting with someone else about the Pinkerton thing. One thing they expressed was that there was no way to act in an immediate way that influences sales number, and that's not me saying that incorrectly. They said sales number instead of numbers. I'm just going to read it verbatim. Sales number to send a message to wizards. Like with the D&D stuff recently, people could cancel D&D Beyond to send a message, and that did something. I don't know that it really did, but sure. I think Magic players do have a medium to send a message. The medium is online play. We should blanket boycott all Magic apps, especially Modo, and especially, is that Modo Magic Online, I guess? Modo, and especially Arena, for at least 30 days. They can't take back what has happened, but we can send a message that they will feel. I think we should also throw FNM and all physical sales, including the secondary market, in as well. Friday Night Magic. But digital play is big and more immediate. This is unacceptable, though. This is unacceptable, though I don't expect players to stay away forever. A month-long boycott for the entirety of May would send a strong message and make them reconsider how they handle future leaks. Backed up with plenty of emails and public messages to say this is why it's happening. And then hashtag no Magic May again. If you agree and want Wizards to know it, then I humbly suggest you spread this. Encourage your friends, encourage content creators, reach out to big Magic not influencers, some kid wrote this, and let them know you're participating in hashtag no Magic May and would like them to join. Here's the problem with this. It's a couple fold here. One, don't boycott your Friday Night Magic. You're only hurting your LGS.
Yeah, you're hurting your LGS. You're not hurting Wizards.
You're not hurting Wizards whatsoever. Do not do that. Do not do anything that would be normally out of your range for your local LGS. You're not hurting Wizards in the slightest by doing that. You're just hurting your LGS. And as you know, luckily, and Ryan and mine's part of the country up here in the Seattle area, fucking game stores are flourishing. There's game stores, especially throughout the pandemic, there was game stores popping up, but we do supposedly here, there are parts of the country where game stores are kind of falling by the wayside. And if you're in an area like that, don't do that to your LGS. Please don't. And as far as the other part of this, where, they're saying, oh, boycott Arena. Well, here's the deal. You can play Arena for free. I play Arena. I don't play it that often, but I do play it. I have personally never spent a red cent on Arena because you can play it for free. You don't have to put money in to play it. So I would assume that at least half the people that use Arena don't put money into the game. So by boycotting that, are you really sending them any kind of message? If you're not hitting them in the pocketbook, you're not hitting them at all. Let's just be honest here. And from some of these grammatical errors and typos in here, I want to say this was some 14-year-old that wrote this. I don't know. Ryan?
Yeah, I'm not gonna harp on people on the grammatical when they're writing on the internet because
I will.
You're passionate about something, and spelling kind of goes out the window when you start, being passionate about something.
Fair enough. I'm making an assumption. I made an ass out of myself and probably just myself.
Yeah, just yourself. But so I mean, I get where he's coming from. They're looking for some way to kind of do what the D&D community did against Wizards and Hasbro. Where they got immediate results,
Right.
But they were. It's a different, like Dungeons and Dragons and Wizards is a kind of a different community. Dungeons and Dragons is a very close knit community. People are very more passionate about Dungeons and Dragons than they are Wizards. Wizards is kind of because Wizards or Magic the Gathering is also kind of like a, almost like like a, you can invest in it almost. It's more you're putting money down constantly.
There's more facets to it.
There's more facets to it. It's a lot, and there's no competition really for Magic. Dungeons and Dragons
Right.
has basically Pathfinder, is there is much bigger than Dungeons and Dragons is. So it's a lot easier for people to bail on it, and go to a different game system. And at the same time, there's less money involved in Dungeons and Dragons. Like you don't really have you only have to buy like like some basic stuff, and you're good to go. Dice isn't even like owned by Wizards of the Coast. Most people
No.
just buy dice.
Well, and a lot of that stuff too. I mean, realistically, with Dungeons and Dragons too, you can. I mean, you could probably go online and get at your basic rule sets. You could probably find,
Yeah, you don't need to buy
basic
anything for
campaigns
it.
and rule books, and you can print
Yeah,
out
and
character
it is a
sheets.
lot easier for people to say, fuck this, I'm out. I'll go somewhere else.
Right.
You know, with Magic, let's be honest now. There's no other game like Magic out there.
Well,
Like no other game out there.
I was reading a bunch of comments on some YouTube videos yesterday and today, and what a lot of the people are trying to say now is, oh, well, fuck Wizards. I'm done buying their product. I'm only gonna buy singles from now on. And it's like, well, that doesn't fuck Wizards at all because somebody still has to buy the packs to crack them open, like you and I do,
You know what this
to
reminds me
sell
of?
this product. And then you have a bunch of people on the same note also saying, well, I'm just gonna do proxies from now on. It's like, well, fuck you.
You know what this reminds me of? I'm
Magic
not going to touch
30.
on the whole social thing. No, have you seen this whole Bud Light issue that's happened as of late?
Yeah, I haven't seen the actual commercial, but I've heard about the shit. Yeah.
All right, so basically, Bud Light decided they were going to use a certain influencer that a lot of people on the certain side of the political spectrum disliked and hated, and so they decided they were going to boycott Bud Light. And by boycotting Bud Light, they went out and bought cases and cases of Bud Light to shoot up with their guns. You're still buying the stuff. You're not boycotting them. You're still buying it to shoot it. Like
Yeah,
you're still buying the product.
you're right. That is like a mirror of what we're talking about here. Just about it's you. Like I said, you got a bunch of people saying, "Oh, well, I'm done buying sealed product. All I'm gonna buy is singles from now on. I'm just gonna buy the cards I need and want." Well,
Somebody's going to buy the product to get you those singles.
exactly. You're not
Like,
you're not
all right,
changing the you're not sticking it to the man and changing any dynamics by doing any of that. I say sorry to say. And even by you fucking making these proxies, well, Wizards still has to stay alive and still be printing shit for there to be new cards for you to make proxies of. So you're not. I, I don't know. I'm not about proxies. That's just my
I, I,
personal.
I think proxies is a terrible. Like, I have no problem if you want to play like on what's that program that we played?
Oh
Um,
yeah, if you want to do on cockatrice or something like that, and you want to build
yeah.
a fantasy deck on there, fucking go for it. But I don't personally believe in physical proxies because here's the problem: you start getting some of these. I was talking to a guy on Friday when I ran a tournament for our business, a 6-man Magic tournament, which I ended up winning. Anyways, ran a tournament for March of the Machine, and I was talking to one of the guys, and he was saying that a shop, I can't remember the name of the shop. He said a shop he goes to, um, he's saying, most of the guys there playing Commander is kind of typical nowadays, for better or worse. I'm more of a 60 card Magic guy, more old school Magic myself. But he said that there's a lot of those guys are proxying cards. They got proxies and they're proxying them and they're playing them at the shop. And it's like, he was saying, hey, he at first he was like, fuck that. And he's like, but, whatever. If it's just a friendly tabletop game, I don't really care. He goes, but even he said, yeah, you won't catch me doing fucking proxies. That's just stupid. And I said to him, that's, especially if you have a card shop that's allowing people to bring in a bunch of proxies like that. What happens when some of those proxies start leaking into their supply of cards and then they start selling proxies and not realizing it. That's a very real
Or even
scenario.
worse. Well, here's the deal: is if they get caught selling proxies, that's copyright infringement.
Yeah. Well, but I'm just saying, not even them doing it on purpose. I'm saying, say that some of these people got really good fucking proxies, right? And maybe it's not malicious. Let's just say it's not malicious. Let's say some guys are playing and some guys want to trade some cards. They trade some cards. Guy trades a proxy to some guy. Maybe that guy's being malicious. Trades a proxy to some other guy. He plays that card for a while, then goes, "Well, it's a fucking $10 card. I can trade it into the shop for, $6 worth of credit. I'm gonna do that." Maybe the shop isn't so scrutable on their looking at things, and they take it in and they got it in their case for $10 now, and somebody comes in to buy it and they don't know any better maybe, and now you're just I. I'm not saying
Well,
I'm not
then
saying
you
it's
end up
gonna
telling.
happen, but it leads the way to that kind of stuff happening.
No, this is what ends up happening is you get a famous YouTuber that's trying to sell a Black Lotus.
Oh,
We won't mention names, but we all know who it is.
yeah, we do.
Anyways, I think that's all we got to say about it. You people, again, you people that are just the Pinkertons, on threads and
These ones
social
over
media
here.
posts, just just stop.
You're not
You're
doing anybody any
you're
good.
coming off as an immature wank.
I like that. I like that. Immature wank. Yeah, I agree. It's you're not helping anything. You're not doing anybody any favors.
Yeah, if you really wanted to affect change, that's not the way to do it.
No, I agree. I mean,
Is there a way to
it's
affect
one thing
change?
to be maybe I don't know. I was just gonna say it might be one thing to be kind of upset about the situation, but like realistically, this it didn't happen to you. Why are you upset? Like
It's kind of like what people are just upset for other people. Like
yeah,
it's like you're virtue signaling to
yes.
other people that you're part of the group that hates wizards and blah blah blah.
And now you're a big keyboard warrior bully, and you're trying
Like
to.
like if you want to be mad about something, here's what you should be mad about. That aftermath exists. You want to be mad about something, be mad that aftermath exists. Rather
I
than
agree with you on that.
taking the cards that are in aftermath and they should have been released in the sets. Like for example, in March of the Machine, we all know that they've got those Universe Beyond cards or whatever they're called,
Multiverse Legends.
the Multiverse Legend cards. They're stuffing packs with so many of those damn things that
And the average value of one of those cards is less than $1.
they should have been putting March of the Machine cards in there. Instead, they put a bunch of reprints that nobody cares
They
about.
basically made it into a lottery at that point because you could get Ragavan, which funny enough, I sold a set booster box to a buddy of mine on Friday, and guess what? He pulled a Ragavan, which is like a $60 or $70 card for that printing of Ragavan. So hey, good for him, but like still like you
But
know
here, so again, if you want to be mad at something, be mad that Aftermath exists. Instead of putting those cards in the sets that they should have been released, they basically decided to come out with a mini set that costs, 2/3 of what a normal draft pack costs for half,
yeah, for a third of the cards.
third of the cards exactly. If you want to be mad, that's where your anger should be
I
aimed
agree.
at.
I agree.
Not
And if we're gonna take that road, here's how you deal with that situation. Don't buy that product.
don't buy it.
Don't buy that
Don't buy
product.
that.
Don't buy these they're calling them epilogue boosters. Don't buy the epilogue boosters. Because if you buy them, guess what? They're gonna in the future keep doing this. And if you don't want to see them do it, that's how you deal with this. That's how you vote. You vote with your wallet. You don't vote by being a fucking dick like SpongeBob over here on the internet. That Wizards don't give a shit about that. Because guess what? They know you're still gonna buy the products. If you want to do something, don't buy this in between epilogue booster set. Realistically, that's the only way to really go about this to maybe facilitate some sort of change.
Yeah. And that's not just for this set. That's for the next 10 sets that come out because they're going to keep trying it. Um,
Yeah, and I just no,
all I
it
got.
doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna buy a box that these like five cards in a pack. Like, oh, what we Japanese Pokemon now?
Yeah. So that's all I got to say about this.
All right, yeah, I think that's about all I got to say too. Before we leave, did you have any other points on anything else that is current in the world of trading card
No,
games?
no, that's all there is. As far as the big thing right now is the Pinkerton thing. I think would like to have said my piece, and hopefully we get done with it and sooner rather than later, because it's flipping annoying as hell to try and read through stuff that's coming out, kind of keep abreast of new product and whatnot when people are just constantly being derp, the derp, the
Well,
derp.
and and it is nice sometimes, like when you see somebody's video come out, and you still have to filter through the comments, obviously, but you can filter through and you can get some genuine opinions usually, right? You can't do that right now because everybody is this guy over here right now. Everybody's Johnny on the spot. Ooh, Pinkertons. Like, fuck the Pinkertons. Like, all right, you don't even know. Like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, I agree. They just chill, everybody. It's not the fucking end of the world. It's just like everybody that was all upset about Magic 30. Everybody's all upset about Magic 30, and that's why we put in that video. All YouTubers are wrong, and guess what? Like, you guys were wrong. Did it ruin everything? Was it the fucking sky has fallen into the world? No, it wasn't. And guess what? Even Rudy has come around to say the same things we were saying back then. So what the fuck? All you guys that were commenting on our videos back then and calling me a corporate shill and saying blah 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 and oh, well, Rudy knows what he's talking about. Well,
Yeah, but Rudy's a
Rudy's
corporate
saying the
shell now
same
too.
shit now. So what do you say about that?
Rudy's a corporate shell now too.
Yeah, he is. He joined the dark side. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jizzy jazz, and until next time.